Morning Year 3, it's Mrs Milne here with Bonzo again this morning. Say hi, Bonzo. Today we're going to carry on with our story Cliffhanger by Jacqueline Wilson that we began yesterday in our literacy. I hope you're enjoying the story so far. We haven't read much yet. Yesterday's work was all about whether or not you thought Tim should go on the adventure holiday, and you were putting arguments for and against and backing them up with evidence. What was your opinion in the end? I think Tim should go on the adventure holiday. Let's find out whether he does or not. He wouldn't listen to Mum. He wouldn't listen to me. He booked the adventure holiday. You'll love it when you get there, said Dad, over and over again. He bought me new jeans and t-shirts and trainers and a stiff soldier's jacket to make me look tough. Mum bought me a special safety helmet to wear all the time to keep me safe. I didn't feel tough. I didn't feel safe. I needed to hug Walter Bear very hard when Dad drove us to the adventure centre. Dad said I shouldn't take a teddy bear with me because the other kids might laugh at me. Mum said I couldn't sleep without him. I didn't say anything. I hugged Walter even harder, sniffing his sweet, dusty smell. Dad looked in his driving mirror and saw what I was doing. Tim, said Dad, turning round to frown at me. Come on, you're doing it deliberately. Put that silly bear down. You'll be sucking your thumb next. He was watching me, not watching the road. An old banger suddenly overtook us, making Dad swerve. Idiots, Dad shouted, peeping his horn. A girl leaned out the open window of the car and yelled right back. Slowpokes, she shouted and pulled a silly face. I hope that girl's not going on the adventure holiday, said Mum. I hope she wasn't going on the adventure holiday too. I wish I wasn't going on the adventure holiday. Look, Tim, I think that's it, Dad said excitedly. I didn't look. I shut my eyes tight. I hoped if I wished hard enough, I somehow would whiz through space and end up safe at home. But Dad was already parking the car. Mum kept on going on at me, asking me why I had my eyes shut and did I feel sick, and I couldn't concentrate hard enough on my wishing. Then Dad opened the car door and yanked me out and hissed me to stop messing about and say hello to the lady. Hello, you must be Tim. I'm Sally. I'm in charge at the adventure centre, she said. She smiled at me. Dad prodded me in the back to make me say hello. The slowpoke girl was dashing about, showing off. Now you behave yourself, Kelly, said her mum, but she didn't sound fierce. She sounded friendly. Kelly just laughed at her and gave her a hug. You can clear off now, Mum, she said. Bye. I think we should make ourselves scarce too, said Dad. Cheerio, Tim. He bent down and whispered in my ear. Now you're really going to try to be a big boy, not a silly baby, eh? I didn't say anything. Dad chucked me under the chin. You'll have a great time, said Dad. But if you really don't like it, then phone and we'll come and get you straight away, said Mum. And write me lots of postcards too, one every day. She gave me a hug and a very wet kiss. I wriggled. I was sure Kelly was laughing and watching me. Mum, I'll be okay, honestly, I said, though I didn't feel okay. It was awful seeing them get back in the car without me. I waved like crazy. There was something on the back seat waving at me. What, a bear? I'd left him in the car. Come on then, Tim, said Sally, putting her arms around my shoulders. Hey, Kelly, wait for us. Kelly had gone, charging through the doors and down the hall of the adventure centre. Where's all the other children, she shouted. When are we going to start the adventures there? Can I go canoeing first? No, wait a minute. What's that thing when you dangle off a cliff? Abseiling, said Sally. I muttered the words, dangle and cliff, and I felt sick. I'm going to love abseiling, said Kelly, and she threw down her bag and started miming it, rushing backwards. She rushed backwards into me, nearly knocking me over. Simmer down, Kelly, said Sally. I'm not very good at simmering, said Kelly, laughing. I'm generally bubble over. So I can see, said Sally, shaking her head. OK, you better go and get it unpacked. Your bedrooms are up the stairs at the end. Girls on the right, boys on the left. You'll see a tiger's poster on the doors. Kelly and I went up the stairs together. I didn't know what to say to her. I felt silly and shy. She pulled another silly face. What did Sally say? Girls to the left. So you go that way, said Kelly, giving me a little push to the door on the right. I was sure she'd got it wrong, but Kelly isn't the kind of girl that you argue with. So I knocked on the right-hand door and then peeked round. 2 girls stared at me outraged. They were trying on each other's clothes. No boys allowed in here, this pretty one said, tossing her long hair. Clear off. Yeah, clear off, said her friend. I cleared off rapidly. Kelly was being shouted at too. She didn't seem to care. Uh-oh, swapsies, she said, shrugging cheerfully. I tried the left-hand door this time. Inside there were 2 boys messing about with their bags. Hello, I'm Giles, said the taller one. His voice was very posh and he acted very pushy. You're going to be in our team, the Tigers. What are you good at then? I thought hard. Well, I'm okay at maths and... Games, you Burke, said Giles, sneering. What school games are you in? I'm not, I said. You're not in anything? Oh, great, said Giles sarcastically. We've got 3 girls, old Fatso here, and you. The fat boy was sprawling on his bed eating a biscuit. Less of the Fatso piles, he said, munching. I giggled. I know what piles are. My dad had them once. The fat boy giggled too. Hi, I'm Biscuits. What's your name then? Tim, I said, putting my bag down on the bed next to Biscuits. Not that one, that's my bed, said Giles, knocking my bag onto the floor. Your bed's over there, said Biscuits. We're supposed to get unpacked. They're going to ring a bell when it's tea time. I can't wait. I'm starving. He unwrapped another biscuit and started serious munching again. Giles unzipped a tennis racket and started swinging it wildly in the air, practicing his serve. I started unpacking all my stuff, my t-shirts, my pyjamas, and they all smelt of home, clean and flowery. I had to bend over my bag so that Giles and Biscuits wouldn't see my eyes watering. Then I felt a sudden bang on my head. Watch out! I squeaked. Sorry, just practicing, said Giles. Oh, goodness, you're not bublubbing, are you? I hardly touched you. I sniffed hard. Have you brought your tennis racket then? Giles asked. I started to worry some more. I thought they were meant to provide all the rackets and that, I said. That's right, said Biscuits. He quietly passed me a tissue. It was a bit chocolatey, but it was fine for mopping operations. It'll just be ropey old stuff, said Giles scornfully. I've brought my own equipment. He started rifling through his bags, showing us it all looked brand new and very expensive. I've brought my own equipment too, said Biscuits, grinning. He nudged me and pulled open a big picnic bag. I saw bags and bags of biscuits, crisps, apples, sweets and cans of cola. Yummy, I said. Biscuits rubbed his tummy. Giles sighed in a superior manner. I've brought one bit of equipment, I said, showing him my safety helmet. I knew it was a mistake as soon as I got it out, especially as Mum had printed Tim in bright pink letters on the front. Giles did a deliberate double take. What's that then? He said, though of course he knew. Well, it's a safety helmet, I said. I see, said Giles. When are you going to wear it then? When I'm... My voice tailed off. Giles was serving madly and I had to dodge sharpish. When little baby Diddums is playing tennis, Giles jeered. In case he gets banged on the bonce, is that it? I I pretended to ignore him. I wanted to keep well out of Giles's way, so I went over to the wardrobe and put all my stuff away. Then I hunched up on my bed and wrote my first postcard. Biscuits offered me a bite of his biscuit while I was writing it. The biscuit was a bit slurpy and soggy, but it was still nice of him. I added a PS to my first postcard. PS, but I have got a friend called Biscuits. So we're finding out lots and lots about the characters now in this story. Have a think about some of the new ones that we've been introduced to today. Biscuits, Giles, Kelly. How are those characters described in the story? I'm going to do a little bit more on character tomorrow. But for today's lesson, I'm going to do some reading detective work. We're going to be reading detectives. And we've done this lots and lots before. It's where we have some points, but we have to find the evidence, the clues in the text to support those points. So we're going to do an example together now. So I'm going to make the point. I hope you can see this. Tim's mum fusses over him. Now we know his mum's a bit of a fusspot. We know he's a bit of a mummy's boy. But what evidence and what clues are there in the text to support this point being made? Are there a few of them? Have a think for a second to see if you can think, what evidence have we found to suggest that Tim's mum fusses over him? You might want to go back and look in the text on the slides. I'll give you a couple of seconds thinking time and then I'll show you what I've written and then we can see if we agree. Okay, so let's have a look at the evidence that I came up with to suggest that Tim's mum fusses over him. You might have something different and it might also be correct. But remember, we've got to find those clues in the text. So I've written, Tim's mum fusses over him because she buys him a helmet to take with him. Ooh, he was very embarrassed about that when he got it out of his bag because it had the word Tim written in pink letters. Does that suggest that she fusses over him? She's trying to keep him safe, isn't she? But maybe it is a little bit over the top. Did you come up with that? Or did you come up with something else? It might have been that when Tim's dad mentioned the holiday, Mum's immediate reaction was that he was too young to go. She also kept on checking up on him when he closed his eyes. She kept on asking him, do you feel sick? And are you all right? Does that suggest that she fusses over him? I think that it does. Well done. So what I want you to do is I'd like to have a go at the point and evidence work that we've got today. Read the points carefully and then see if you can be good reading detectives and find the clues in the text. I can't wait to see some of your work on Dojo. Take care, Year 3.